the rectangles are there. Would you say all of them are there? How many?
Did I say? Oh, I said 4. 3. Let's go.
I was going to say, for a split second, I was like, wait, what is this fourth rectangle?
The fourth rectangle. That's right.
Is that like the fifth element? It's the fourth rectangle?
A special place to be.
Also,
the fourth rectangle.
Mila Jovovich comes out. She was on somebody's, not Dan Patrick, but the other guy. The other guy that does sports radio for a while now. She was on there, I think, recently. No.
Rich Eisen?
There you go, Rich Eisen.
Okay.
There you go. Similar vibe.
Is he back on ESPN?
I think so, because of deals or something.
Network was bought by.
Since they were bought, all that stuff's going on. I'm sure we'll get into some other random sports talk and musical concerts and things like that as we go about the show. But we are here for some About Beverages podcasting. I'm Andrew,
and I'm Keith,
and we've got three things today. One upper and two downers. Is that how that works? I forget I forget how that
stimulants and
then alcohol
and depressants.
There we go. But hopefully we won't be depressed by the flavor of any of the things we're about to have.
Hopefully not.
Especially the two whiskeys at the end.
Those are the most important things.
I am very excited about those because they are both on the darker side from Westward whiskey. So that's going to mean some gobsmacking flavor, I'm thinking is what going to be open for. But so we're going to start with something from Trader Joe's, correct?
We were looking. I almost actually went with the wine because we have a new wine that intrigued me, but then I thought I don't want to do 3 alcohol things, especially with 2 of them being the whiskeys. So I was looking around, also looking for something that was on the website.
What is it called?
What's it called? We were going to do maybe a coffee that we could brew, but instead we were doing a coffee that's already brewed, and it's cold brewed.
It's actually cold, which is good because it's in the 80s here today in Southern Arizona.
Yes.
We had a couple nice days of rain, though.
That did help.
Kind of this weekend or last
Tuesday.
That's what it was.
Tuesday,
okay,
had some rain.
Very,
Monday
very
night
nice.
into Tuesday.
But as it is in Southern Arizona, you got to get your coffee on and your cold version of it. Iced coffee, morning coffee, daily coffee on the go. Oh, there's too many things. Stay up late coffee. Wow, this covers everything.
Yes, there's a half an ounce for everything.
There's a half an ounce of everything. Thankfully, the serving size is 1 can, 10 calories. May contain milk. Water, Arabica coffee, and natural flavor.
That's the only part that I'm not necessarily...
Yeah.
Why does it have to... Because the natural flavor should just be the coffee.
So here's what I'm wondering. Did you read through the information on this?
No, I did not.
Okay, so I read through the information on here.
Okay.
And this is... it's brewed and crafted by a supplier in Turkey.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if there's some Turkish or something else from there going on.
Okay.
In there. Maybe they would use... I guess because that wouldn't be considered... It wouldn't be coffee, so I wonder if you could use some other just like additives, like I'm trying to think, like everything just literally escaping. Right? What's the stuff they used to use like in World War times to extend out the coffee? We used to use it chicory.
Right. Chicory.
Yeah. So like I said, chicory, maybe something like that might be in there. That could be like to kind of add to because we're talking about robust and smooth and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So maybe some other additive, and it's probably such a small amount they don't have to mention it. But $2 a can for this.
Yes.
Almost 8.5 ounces.
8.5 ounces. Yep.
8.45.
This is not a it's on you. If you do go to look for this, it'll just be in the non-refrigerated beverage section.
Okay.
Back in it's funny, the can has changed color. It used to be red and the font was different, but we've carried something like this for several years now. And back when COVID first hit, we couldn't make coffee. They wouldn't let us.
Couldn't brew it.
We couldn't brew it at the store.
Okay, I could see that.
So we were ordering extra cases of this and keeping it refrigerated for the crew members. That got a little expensive, but it was still nice of Trader Joe's to do that. Yeah. This was the coffee that you could have.
Are they doing that now?
Or at least no. Okay. Or at least, like I said, the previous iteration of this. But this is a new can. We also have a French vanilla version of this, which I have not tried. But.
Ooh, that kind of sounds good. You should have brought both.
Oh, I could have.
Damn it.
Damn me.
Smells good. Smells like coffee.
And natural flavors. But yeah, it was nice. But anyway, I thought, well, we haven't done this on the show. It's on the website. Easy access for you. I try to make things easier. All that good stuff. So
literally mentioned that at the top that I'm sure we'll be talking about some sports at some point. Josher, it is good to see you once again about sports.
Mr. Sports.
Not that much really happened today, though.
It's all happened the last few days, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Not too much really happened today, I don't think.
All the,
but like I said, I'm sure there'll be something about like that the Niners are trying to search for something. Did you see my post in Discord? I don't know. Did I? What did you put in Discord? Maybe.
There's a lot. Well, I heard Max Crosby is staying with the Raiders now.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, that's at least what they're probably going to say to try and keep the price up, I'm sure.
Okay.
Look right now. Community. Sports.
I think you also got the Cliff Notes up there then too.
Oh, did you put it in the? Oh, did you just put it in the general section? Oh, okay. I was looking in the sports. I should make just a regular sports section. Apparently, the Discord. Dre Greenlaw returns the Niners after Bryce Huff retired. I saw Bryce Huff retire from the NFL. Yeah, Greenlaw coming back. I don't know. I don't know. Did you have anything against him when he was playing there? That's good. It's a little sour at the back end, but I'm not a huge fan of. I'd rather have a little more of a. Like I said, even they say smooth and rich. I could even go richer.
It could be richer.
I wouldn't mind having a little more darkness in there. I used to get every once in a while. Modern Times used to have cold brews, and they had the barrel aged beans, like which I had bought one time that we did on a podcast way back in the day.
I do remember that.
They had that in cold brew coffee form, and a couple times I bought, and that was obviously more expensive. It was like $4 a can, maybe even $5. But that was always good. That had a little more extra to it. But this honestly isn't bad for $2. Like I said, it's not. It's crushable. Like you could drink this pretty easily.
So at work the other day, I had a customer was asking me about the Willet rye, and he's had it and he likes that, and he was like, "I'm looking for something else," but and something I didn't know he liked the Willet rye at first. And I said, "Well, the Willet rye is great." He's like, "Oh no, I love that." And then right next to it, we have the Michter's. I think it's a single barrel rye. It's like $47.
Yeah.
Which I've never had, but one of my coworkers, he's like, this Michter's is really good. Like, it's going to sound weird. He's like, but it's actually a chuggable rye.
Wow.
I know. So
that's a little something extra.
So then once Fitz heard that term, Fitz is like, I got to try that. So Fitz said,
did you buy about?
Yeah.
Were you able to get samples of any of the other things yet?
I haven't gotten anything yet. No.
Are you asking?
Fitz was good. I was offering, I believe.
Okay,
but I'll
keep offering to give you bottles so that you can have bottles in hand.
I know
that might help the conversion. Cheers, hello, bevies. Baker, it is good to see you as always. Like the guy, he's definitely one of the more injury-prone guys. I feel. I mean, I would say that he's probably on the level of like, I don't know. Yeah, he's fairly injury-prone. He's like a Brock Purdy level of injury-prone. He's going to lose some game. I'm kidding. Last time he did something to the Niners, he tore his Achilles walking onto the field in Super Bowl 58. Missed. Oh, I remember that. I remember him he was like, oh, and all of a sudden he just went down. Do you remember that?
Not really.
Yeah,
no, wow.
I remember that.
Okay.
That was hilarious. It was like he did like a little hop step to get on the field, and he took like 2 steps, and all of a sudden he went down like a sack of wheat.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't play, and now it's signing back with the Niners. I mean, he probably heard maybe that electrical substation will help him out.
That's what. that helps everybody stay healthy.
I think so. It probably will. I mean, that's what Mike Evans is excited about. He's like, hey, I usually miss 3-4 games anyway. I can blame it on the substation.
Yeah, no, but I'm not up to date on a lot, but I had heard about that. He's with, and I've heard that Kenneth Walker's with the Chiefs. So I'm guessing Lucky's happy about that.
He was, but then like we've talked about a lot this week. Like I said, obviously we took a guy from the Seattle secondary too, but Kansas City has lost a lot of their secondary players too to free agency. So they've kind of been fleeced on their defense a little bit, which is not going to be great for them because that wasn't a strong suit for them anyway. I mean, thankfully their coach is really good.
They'll have. When is Mahomes due to be back?
I mean, they have said as early as he could be the first week, but I've heard more like logically probably week 2 or 3.
Really, that soon?
That he might miss. Yeah, I've heard that he might miss a couple weeks or something like that.
But still, that's
which
fast.
Which is still good. Like, there was time where it was like he was reporting that he could be in even earlier.
Well, and that guy I'm sure is working his butt off. At least from I saw. Did you ever watch on Netflix the quarterback shows?
No, I didn't.
You see him even when he's held, he's obviously very competitive and has a tremendous work ethic. So I would imagine that's still there and applying, although maybe he's like, I've won enough Super Bowls. I'm fine.
I always wonder if that ever does leave you at some point. You're like sitting there at home at some point. You're like, I gotta go practice. I've won 3 Super Bowls. I have more money than I can possibly even barely count. Yeah. And it's like, why would you want to play anymore?
There's just that drive to keep being good, but
I don't get it. Like I get that like getting to the mountaintop and then it's like, you want to try and win 2 or 3, then there's that kind of, but at some point it's just like, I think that's when it goes into like probably like maniac territory, like Tom Brady and stuff, where it's just like your drive is just so over the top. If Einstein's theory of relativity is true, if we get injured enough, we should loop back around to be perfectly healthy. I like the sound of that. That's good. I like that theory,
That's what
Joshua.
happens as you get older. I
It's-
keep
you
waiting
re-
for that
you-
loop.
You reverse buttons.
Yeah.
You reverse Benjamin buttons and you come back around.
The
Oh, a little chocolate note there at the very end.
I know we used to do the little TFT updates.
Oh, yeah. Anything new happening in the TFT?
A Pocket and I, we just got to Emerald level.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's like, there's iron, bronze, silver,
Platinum,
gold,
diamond.
platinum, emerald.
Oh, it's
Diamond's next, I think, and then challenge. But yeah.
Oh,
so
diamond's after emerald?
I believe so.
Oh, I guess that would
'cause
kind
I
of
haven't
make
gotten
sense.
to there yet. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's impressive.
I know. I
That's a
never.
first, right?
She's gotten there solo before, but yeah, and it was kind of funny because
But she was able to drag you up there.
she
now.
dragged
That's
me
even
up
better.
there. Actually, yeah, and it's true. She is the better player for sure. She something that happened once. We were going to be playing a game, and she got into queue, and I wasn't there.
Oh,
So she wound up playing with somebody, and on the iPad, you really can't. If you're on the computer, you could probably chat. Hey, I'm doing this build. I'm doing that build. So you're just kind of guessing at what. It's happened to me accidentally before too. But so she came in first place with that person. So we had been, at the same tier, but she was about 50 points ahead of me. So she actually got into Emerald, and I was like about 40. I was like about 25 points short.
Oh no!
And I was like, and what happens is usually once you get to that level, then they won't demote you in this in double up.
Oh,
They will
okay,
do it
gotcha,
if you're
gotcha.
single. You can keep falling back, but usually in double up, once you've gotten to here, they won't take you lower than say now Emerald 4. So I was like, son of a bitch. And we won like 6, 7 in a row.
Oh, nice.
Won like first or second place, and then so I was like, damn it, I didn't get there. And then so we played the next game, and I was like, I'm gonna be in this, TFT purgatory. But we won it, so then I jumped up there too. So
Thank God.
so now we're both there. So yeah, so I thought you'd appreciate that.
That is
So-
very funny.
So AboutBeverages is in TFT and Emerald now. So
I've had that happen a few times, like in Destiny playing PvP, where I'm in there with, like I said, with some of my friends or something like that, and all of a sudden we go in and we're doing. All of a sudden, like we realize, like somehow they split. We are not on the same team for some reason, like,
No.
and that's happened, and then that's always weird. And then it's like, hey, do you have any anything you're trying to do? Like, well, I need headshots to do. Da, da. I was like, all right, I'll come find you. Like, and it's just like then I just throw or something, like because I don't care. So that's always kind of happening. Bryce Huff retiring is kind of weird. He's younger than Nick Bosa. I mean, the same thing with Drew Dahlman, like said the retirement stuff. But
that's
again,
the Bears Center, right?
yeah, exactly. Like said, but it's
We got somebody from the Patriots.
yeah, we traded like really smartly too, because we traded someone that'll fit like probably a little bit lesser than Dahlman, but still was going to fit the system perfect. And we got him for that 5th round pick as opposed to 27 million like the Raiders are paying for their center and 20 million for this guy. Like so we didn't have to overpay. Like I think they really were able to spot what was going to go on with the center market. And still too, like you get something like that, we still have room that we can draft somebody.
Yeah.
Unless something else
Did you
happens.
see like the Bears?
Mills with the 65 streak? Holy business.
Oh yes, they call it the streak.
Mr. Mills, thank you for the 65 streak. Nice. Good Lord, daylight savings time. I thought I had missed it.
Yeah.
No, thankfully, like I said, we're on a little bit later for everybody.
Yep. It helps.
We're on a little
probably
bit
helps
later.
everybody.
Yeah,
Our times have stayed exactly the same.
that's true. We
But
never moved.
It did affect you, so that's
true.
good. That was still football.
Something about the Bears you were about to say.
Yes, it was still Bears related. Oh, the odds to win the Super Bowl.
Oh.
You see how far down they're like I don't know, 14th or 15th in. Yeah, I mean there's like all these teams, Broncos, and then there's the Bears. I kept waiting for them. Maybe it's not quite that low, but 12 to 14 area.
I feel
So-
yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like, it's going to be another good division again. So it could be that whole thing where it's like, if they assume all the miracles went the other way, even though they weren't, it's still good plays and good, like at some point it's not a miracle when you keep doing that same thing and finding and have that kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of been the thing. Cause I think they already had us at 3rd in the division again. They have us just ahead of the Vikings. They have the Detroit being back up again at being 10 or 11.
Oh yeah,
wins
the Packers were much higher.
And the Packers right, like 1 win behind the line. It's like, okay. I'm like, Micah Parsons gonna be injured week 3. I'm like, okay, so then they're gonna be without him again. Jordan Love's gonna throw his picks. Like, I don't know what you are expecting out of these guys. Like, you see them keep doing about the same thing and going down. We're rising up, and then we don't get credit for it. That's whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Preseason isn't where you win the awards. It's postseason.
It's true.
So we shall see. Yeah, this was good. Yeah, definitely the vanilla one might have been. I wouldn't mind like a little bit of sweetness in there. It's a little dry actually, right?
Yeah.
Now.
Well, I still use what we always said about cold brew coffee. You can take a really good coffee and bring it to here.
Yep.
A bad coffee and bring it to here. It's a great equalizer, or it can be.
Yeah, that is what kind of cold brew is. There are new methods of actually like doing cold brew that are kind of interesting. There's some like home methods where you actually kind of like what we almost joked about, where you're brewing it hot, and then as soon as it's coming out hot, you're putting it through a cold, filter, almost like how like when you're brewing beer and you're actually going from the hot wort down and bringing it down to temperature and stuff like that. It's basically like that. It's like a cold block so that when it goes through, it gets cold. So you actually get the full flavor of a hot brewed cup of coffee, because there's a reason why heat brings so much more flavor to the part. There's things that are activated and all that kind of stuff that doesn't really work with cold brew. So like I said, you actually get all of that good flavor, but then you can still have it immediately as a cold cup of coffee too. 3 things are sure in life: death, taxes, and the Packers getting the 7th seed and losing the Niners. Yeah, I mean, 100%, Josh. I won't disagree with that. That's pretty much it. I think at some point they just need to just not even get in the playoffs. Like I think this should be that year. They've extended that coach. That's just kind of mediocrity with them to some extent. And then, like I said, that'll just eventually just fall over for them this year. So let's hope for that.
It was a couple of weeks ago now, but one of the nights I couldn't sleep. Then I woke up when the other room turned the TV on, and I was scrolling through everything that was on, and I came across the Bears-Eagles game from Black Friday.
Oh, nice.
So that was just kind of fun to watch.
Fun to watch, yeah.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was like the Bears. It's always nice watching those when you know that you did win.
Yeah.
And they were just dominating on the ground that game. That was just,
The only time when it got close was on that touchdown pass. I think it was A.J. Brown, didn't it? Because it was like 14-10.
Oh, yeah. He decided to finally actually have a game.
Yeah.
He hadn't really been doing much the whole year. And
they had that, and then thankfully we answered, and then it's just like we kept them down since then. Because, I mean, they're a giant mess, too, as well. But yeah, that was...
That's a funny comment.
At some point, we need to put the NFC South in the timeout, give their playoff spot to someone else. I mean, that's like everybody that's like, oh, they're gonna, might win the division. Like, win what division? Like, is that division even count? Like, come on. I think it's literally worse than football. Packers defense taking a step back after losing Gary to help take heat off Parsons. Yeah. That is. I honestly think they have to be wondering if they've gotten any better this offseason, and I think solely right now they've downgraded. I mean, they wouldn't want to, pay out for Dobbs and other people like some other teams have paid for, but it's always football. Goes on. It's a year-round sport now. At this point.
There's always something to talk crazy. About. That's for sure. That's
what Bonnie Raitt, actually, that song was written about.
Give him tongue-ting to talk about?
Giving him tongue-ting to talk about. Yeah, no, it's talking football. Talking the NFL. I'm telling you.
I like the colors of that can, though. It's cool.
That is nice. Yeah, no, they did good there. Winning it almost is old-timey, like 1950s. Like, I feel like I'd find that on Main Street in Disneyland or something like that. Winning the NFC South is the same thing as graduated kindergarten. If you didn't manage to do that, I'm questioning your ability to do anything. Yeah, no, very much so. Kyler Murray going to where did Kyler Murray go?
I heard he was going to go to Minnesota, but I'm not sure.
That's right, possibly Minnesota. Mills, what's the word on that? What's the word on Kyler Murray in Minnesota?
Have you heard about like coffees with protein? Like I guess Starbucks has something. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's like how you can do protein shakes and all those. Like I said, but you can add different things there. Not signed yet. Okay. And then Tua Tagovailoa going to the Falcons to get concussions there, which is trying to decide that. We had the meme in Discord of the where when players switch teams, they have to sell their off-season home. Tua Tagovailoa has put his blue tent up for $75,000. Yeah, that was the one. He needs to stop playing football. The jokes are meant to be like, please, man.
He didn't have any concussions last year, though, right?
I mean, he played like it.
Ooh, that's what. Yeah,
no,
the
season
wasn't all
concussions
that
he
good.
has had have been so bad.
Yeah.
Like, nothing is good, but like some of them are so. But come on,
true.
man. Miami is like so didn't want him around. They're like, we'll take a $99 million dead cap hit. Like, it's just like, yeah,
he doesn't need the money. That's for sure. But there is that something you've done your whole life, and you feel maybe you're good, and you have more to give, and you want to compete, and maybe you think, what else can I do? A lot of these people that are retiring early maybe they've got something. I think that they're like, okay, here's what I'm going to go do.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sure he has something he can go do. But
thank goodness it's easy for him to forget his last interception. Wow.
He's got a short memory.
The short-term memory is
Go
not so
be
good.
a closer for the in baseball because you have to have a short memory because you can't remember the next
Yeah,
thing.
maybe.
If you blew a save.
Saw a video saying that the Vikings added step stools to all their bathrooms and a high chair to their cafeteria in preparation for Murray's arrival. Wow. That'd be funny. Actually, that'd be good. The quarterback's room in Minnesota, it's all these normal chairs and then a booster seat.
It says Murray.
It says Murray on it. Yeah, it's almost like a director's chair where it's a little higher off the ground, a little ladder to get to it. How tall is he? Like, I know he's short, but like, he's not. Is he like Drew Brees, like shorter than that? Like Drew Brees
I
is
don't
like
know.
5'10".
Those people are listed at something, and then you always know, like even like when we'll look up how tall an actor is, and we always usually then take a couple inches off of that.
Yeah,
that's
true.
not
And not off his height, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, boom,
Nailed it. Nailed
didn't you used to have a light bulb graphic for when we'd be like, hey, I just thought of something. I just for some reason there it is. Light bulb.
Do you have an idea?
I just remembered that we have this light bulb. That was the idea.
Wow, that was exciting.
I just did.
Kyler Murray is 5'10", so he's
time.
5'8". So he's 5'8". Video I saw had a toddler walking through an airport. Murray has arrived in Minneapolis.
So what
That's
are you
funny.
saying if you're the Vikings and you're going to go get Kyler? Are you saying that the J.J. McCarthy thing didn't work? Are you
I mean, they don't really have a backup, do they? I mean, because that guy that was although, and what's interesting though is they play different styles of football. Like, that's what's always kind of weird when you bring in another quarterback that isn't like the, similar mold for the system.
Yeah.
But I mean, O'Connell's a really good coach. I'm like, yeah, obviously he can change up his play calling if something happens to JJ McCarthy and he gets another concussion. Speaking of concussions again.
I was reading though that the Case Keenum, the Bears backup, but he's not really the same style as, but he really is. But
no, nobody really
Caleb
is.
Williams, but okay.
Check my DMs real quick. Oh my God, lucky.
Check your DMs.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
Lucky slid into my DMs. Oh God. First look of Kyler Murray as a Viking.
Hey. Hi.
That's funny.
But it's not official yet.
Official that he's at height?
Yeah. Any of those things.
I don't think you can say, oh, dang, that McCarthy experiment didn't work. After 1 year, he occasionally looked pretty good, and this was his first real year playing. I think McCarthy would be a solid quarterback if they give him time.
Well, that's
so
kind of
at
what I
what
was
point during this season,
surprised.
when you watched McCarthy, like on a consistent basis, did you say he looked good? The man was concussed like 4 to 5 times. He against the Bears specifically, and I know our defense is pretty good. Like he looked literally anemic. Like I don't know what. Again, I know Josh is also the Mason Rudolph champion. That like Mason Rudolph, if given time, he could. Come on, like at some point you just I'm not saying you need to give up on him, but if he's going to keep not being available, or what is it? The most important ability is availability. If you're not going to be able to do that, you can't be a quarterback or a player in this league. The time he came back against the Bears in week 1, I mean, it was week 1. So he had one game like that.
Even his numbers in that game, I think even if you, once again, and it's about winning. That's the number that's important.
Right.
But I remember like even in the games he won, looking at the statistics, they weren't like great overall.
No.
There may have been a few games where you're like, okay, yeah, that one, but it'd be like,
I mean, his coach wasn't even confident in
12 of 25 for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. And but once again, the win is what's the most important.
Yeah.
So
makes plays, but when you have spent more time on the bench is an issue. Ask the Carr brothers. Exactly. That's my point. Like if you're immediately going to be doing things that are putting you in that kind of harm's way, and when you actually have one good play, like you're kind of showing off on the field a little bit too, like a couple of those, like I just think that's a little bit much. Didn't watch too much Vikings football because I don't really follow the Vikings, but he showed the ability to progress as a quarterback, which is what I'm concerned with. I completely disagree with that. And I don't know how you can say that if you say you didn't really watch much Vikings football. Say he progressed as a quarterback. I think if anything, he regressed. And again, coming out of college, he wasn't much of a quarterback either. Like he would throw the ball like 10 times a game and hand it off to the running back 30. Like you had no idea what you were going to get with him. He could be amazing next year. I'm not saying, but I don't think you saw anything last year that say he was progressing as a quarterback on a consistent basis. Because you always talk, it's stacking good days, like whether it's in life or in football or whatever else. Like I said, and I don't think he consistently had where he was stacking, where like even if the next week he threw a couple of interceptions, they're like, yeah, but he was making the right reads. He just kind of was a little, like, I don't think I saw, and again, I don't follow it as near as much as Mills does because it's not my team, but they're in my division, so I watch them enough because I'm usually rooting against them or rooting for them to beat the Packers.
Right.
So
then we can root for them.
Yeah, then we root for them. But yeah, I don't think you can say he showed the ability to progress, but this is my opinion. You have your opinion.
We digress.
It's totally fine. We shall digress.
About whether he progressed.
Yes. Let's digress. Let's take a break. I need a little bit of water after that because that is making me more and more dry. As I
This coffee is making me thirsty.
It actually is. It's making me thirsty for some water, and then it's making me thirsty for the 2 whiskeys that we will be bringing to the table, which I'm very excited about. I should have actually put the graphic together and had them both on the screen, but I have them. So even though we're going to bring them both in at the same time and pretty much probably almost be, obviously we're going to be tasting them back to back. The first one we'll be starting with one. I think we should start with the sherry finished one over the stout cask.
Sherry, baby.
Okay, so we're going to start with that one. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get back. He can't develop while he's injured. That he's hampered him. He shows hope, but who knows if he'll get there? I could get behind that.
Hope is a good thing.
Hope, yeah. Hope
maybe the best
spring
of
is eternal. Oh, is it?
Well,
best of times and the worst of times.
No, according to Andy Dufresne.
Oh, he whatever, he crawled through a river.
Yeah,
came out clean on the other side.
On the other side, that's right.
All right,
hope is a good thing.
We will be right back. Welcome back. Breaking news. Josh, you're with the breaking football news here. Woo, 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 woo. Some sort.
Jen.
Kyler Murray has signed with the Minnesota Vikings. Oh my gosh. Mills is here for comment. Crocodile, how's it going? Good to see you, Crocodile. How are you? We're just perfect timing. We're about to crack into the first whiskey of 2. First of 2 whiskeys.
Westward Whiskey Sherry Cask PX.
This is the Pedro Jimenez Sherry Casks.
Pedro Jimenez.
105 next week. Is it going to be that hot when you're here? Crocodile coming down for the Arizona Renaissance Fest.
Oh, okay. My son's going to that this weekend.
Oh, nice. This weekend or next weekend?
This weekend. Well, this
weekend is the next weekend.
Yes, this weekend. The weekend that begins, well, I guess tomorrow or Saturday, depending on your definition. So,
apparently, 1 year, $1.3 million. The Vikings will be paying the Vikings will be paying $1.3 million of the $36 million that the Cardinals owe him. Evidently, the Vikings were the Geno Smith hunt, but they were waiting for him to hit free agency. Geno Smith would have been probably more what I would have expected the Vikings to pick up. Veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
Probably would fit a little bit more into that system. That's going to be interesting. Also, James Pierce Jr., one of the Falcons' edge rushers, was indicted on 3 felonies and misdemeanor for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Oh, I saw all that stuff. Was that where he tried to run his girlfriend over or something like that? He was a draft pick, right, from a couple of years ago? Right? Am I thinking of the same thing, or is this something else? Is this thing an officer with violence to his person, felony aggravated stalking? Yeah. That was. I remember reading about that when that happened within the last couple months, right? Month or something like that. Man, that is absolutely wild. All right. Westward Whiskey, the Pedro Jimenez Sherry Cask. This is their 2026 release that came out just a couple weeks ago. This is actually brand new because I'm a member of the Westward Whiskey Club, which is actually completely free to be a part of. You can just sign up and you can choose to either be part of quarterly. They send you a bottle, whatever their featured bottle is, or you can have up to 3 bottles. Before that bottle gets shipped, you can go in and pick other ones that you want. You don't have to take all the same thing and switch things around. So it's like a really flexible, easy program to be a part of if you like their stuff. Recommend it. The shipping, because of the price of these, which obviously these are both $100 a piece. Their stuff is not cheap, but the shipping winds up being free if that is of any savings to you at all, depending where you're at. But yeah, this one just came out. This is their 2026 release. For the first time, we finished our bold American single malt and rare Pedro Jimenez Sherry Cask, bringing a new layer of richness, depth, and citrus to our signature style. Sourced these obviously from Spain. Previously aged Pedro Jimenez Naranja.
Yes.
Okay. Wine matured with organic Seville orange peels. So sherry casks, orange peels were in those barrels. Now they contained American single malt for a certain amount. They don't say for how long on this one. They just say it was finished. This one's 100 proof, which is nice. A little bit upping of some of their other things. The next one we'll be having is 115 proof, which I'm also very excited
Good.
about.
We're taking the step. We're going up the ladder.
We are slowly going up the ladder.
Okay.
Actually, nope, not that one. Where is it? Hold. We were over just a little bit there for some. There we go. Fix the camera. No one will notice.
No, wait.
Well, now don't do that. You son of a.
Wait. Okay.
Keith,
will you just move a little bit?
Yeah, that was after being confirmed by a police officer. Pierce allegedly fled to his. Yeah, that was. No, I remember reading all of that, Joshua. That was. Yeah, that was completely. I was like, it's one of those things you're like, is this true? This is crazy. So, who would do this? That guy. That's apparently who would do it.
It's him.
It's that guy. We won't read any of the tasting notes, obviously. Let me scroll back up there so I don't see any of those things. But yeah, like all of those things, very exciting. I always like having a little bit more. Most of the stuff we get from Westward usually is in the 90s, like 93 proof or whatever. Anytime there's been a little bit more, that has definitely been a benefit, like the Milestone edition.
Oh, yes.
3. I mean, that had a lot of other things going for it too, but that
Right.
one was also 100 and... that 150? Was that in the mid-teens? Or was that up to over 120?
Oh, I don't remember it being.
I know it had a little more
much,
proof
but
to
it was
it
more.
at least. Maybe it was only 100.
More.
Was it more? More. Can we find it easily? Hold on. Let me look. Now that's going to bother me. They should maybe still have. I think it would probably have the cool looking box, maybe. Doesn't look like I don't know if I have the link anymore. Anyway, that one was up there a little bit too, which was also very nice. So cracking these for the first time.
Release the crack. Oh wait, no. Ooh,
Nice sound. We like that.
Yeah.
We like that. Sushi, you can't do that for whiskey. We're talking whiskey.
We're talking whiskey.
What's going on here?
There's a lot of sports talk on the screen.
That's
there.
her fault for reading it then.
But
She's
yeah,
got a
well,
wah
that's
wah
true.
wah all over herself. Wait, that didn't sound right.
Oh, wow.
Sushi, it's good to see you. Hi, Sushi. How are you? Best money you've ever spent. Brad's been using that as well lately too. So hopefully you're okay that he's getting also your money's worth out of that one. There, so it's up on the table. Yeah, Sushi, is very good to see you. I feel like the Niners were one piece away, and I think I am that piece. And I choose to believe him. Okay, well, if you choose to believe him,
Of course you would.
apparently you don't need a secondary. I choose to believe. Nice glasses. I think I need to get new ones though. This one's getting a little worn out a little bit. But it might be just because I spilled some on there. I was like, that's discolored. Oh, that's because I spilled some.
Lick it clean.
No. Now I am spilling things.
Oh no.
There we go. We'll just go that. I'll remember to
It's
clean
good
that up
as
later.
a table cleaner as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Very expensive.
Very
cleaner.
expensive. Lemon pledge. All right, back to the right page there. Secondaries are overrated. They're called secondaries for a reason. Yeah. Yeah, they're the second reason that you're not winning a Super Bowl, apparently. Smooshie, it's about time.
We do.
Does someone have very expensive whiskey ending? Frosty? I do. Come on over. We'll wait here for you to get here on your plane flight, and you can go through many of the things I have in my cabinets.
Is everybody coming to Arizona?
No, we've got a couple people that are coming to Arizona. A couple
yeah.
people are moving to Arizona, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. ProtonCon's not going to be in Arizona this year.
No, it's BevyCon. You're putting it on.
Oh.
It's going to be at Trader Joe's funded.
Okay.
Trader Joe's supplied.
BevCon.
BevCon.
Going to BevyCon 5.
I think it's the DEFCON 5. Let me book that flight. Nice. Actually picking someone up later from the airport later tonight who is flying back from a trip in Arizona. Oh, no. Nice. Flying back from a trip. Seems everyone wants to be in Arizona except Kyler Murray.
Oh, that's true. That's good.
I mean, would you?
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't want to live in Phoenix either.
Still a lot of volatility, let's say, from the recently opened bottle. But it's starting to dissipate a little bit. And I do have some thoughts.
Bean, how's it going? Good to see you. Cheers to you. Calvin Austin, sign of the Giants. I think that's all the sports news I have for now. Okay, all the news that's fit to print. It's got the usual Westward malty note that's coming through fairly strong. There's some brown sugar in there too. There's a little bit of like the oak. I'm not getting any orange peel or anything, but I am getting like the sherry note. There's definitely like a wine, candied fruit kind of thing in there as well. So those are also good. Whoa. Simba coming in with the raid. Thank you so much, Simba. I appreciate that. That is very kind. How was your stream? Let's go. I get to raid you. You're too kind. If you guys are not following Simba, you have made mistakes. Links are already in chat because now I finally have that set up automatically. Right click on the link in chat or click on the heart that's at the top of the screen. If it is not filled in, we will look the other way and not be upset for now that you have not followed, but you better follow very soon. Upgrades, small upgrades, but it's just nice that now I don't have to sit here and like hunt and peck and do that in the middle of the stream.
You got it.
The Princess Sheeps, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. That's very, very kind. Thank you to everybody in. Welcome, Raiders. We're doing our About Beverages podcasting tonight. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith.
And yeah, we were doing some fun things tonight. We tried some cold brew coffee from Trader Joe's to start.
Get us going, get us caffeinated, heavily amped up so that we could slide right into the Westward whiskey.
Exactly. The whiskey. We've got two from Westward tonight. We've got two American single malts. We're having the first one right now as we speak. I don't even think I actually officially hit the beverage command, which we always have. Well, not only when I'm streaming, but when we are podcasting. Those are all the things we are having right now. What did you think? It was good. Like it wasn't, I don't think it was anything over the top. It's $2 a can. It's their cold brew. I would like to try that. I guess they have a vanilla one. I would like to try that.
We've got that.
To see how that would be. But it was good. It was pretty crushable. Like I said, it was a little dry, like after it kind of
made us thirsty.
It did make me thirsty. We had to have some water afterwards. It'd be the only thing I would say. Were they the packs you have brew or the bottle or the can? They were can prepared. Yeah. And they're $2 a can, right? Do they come in like a 4-pack? I know you can buy them.
No, just individually.
Okay.
Yeah. All. Yep. There are, we carry from time to time like cold brew packs. I think that may be what Simba's referring to.
Oh, gotcha.
We don't have those year round, but I know a lot of people use those when they go camping and they'll make coffee at the campfire. So, yep.
You used to buy those? There you go. I think it's unextraordinary, but it's a good, it's definitely a fine option. Like I said, it probably would not be it's the classic one where it's like, this is good. I'd like to try other things. Would be where I would say for other cold brews and stuff like that. And again, I usually I like cold brew. I lean more toward actual hot cup of coffee, but that's just me. Or letting my hot cup just happen to get cold and then it's now cold brew is the way I go with it. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Thank you guys for coming in. Again, follows are absolutely free here. There also follows are absolutely free over at Simba's channel because she is super nice and super awesome. Does not charge for follows. There are randomly people here on Twitch that try and charge for follows.
Really?
That's not true at all, but we're going to pretend that it's true. And there are very few people that don't. Simba doesn't. We don't hear it about beverages. So make sure you drop the follows in all of these spots. I definitely would appreciate it. Right now, my hyper focus at Trader Joe's is the Harvest Apple Salad. Seasonal. I wait every year for it. Grab a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc from the boozy aisle and veg out.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay. Got it all set. That Harvest Apple Salad is actually good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you approve? Keith
I do
Keith
approve of the salad
approve.
kit. Yeah, it's good to have some mix. We've got a lot of good salad kits, and that's one of them.
Is there a chance we could get a little like card hanging off near that salad with Simba's picture on it and signed like, like, I like this. Like one of those, where you go to the liquor store. You go to the liquor store and it says like, oh, I enjoyed this. Yeah, exactly. Simba's. There we go. Can we get that? Can we make that happen? I think that'd be a good idea. TJ's soup dumplings will forever be my safe food.
That's a frozen item. People do love those as well. There's a chicken and a pork and a veggie. I have never bought those, but I have been in the break room when those are being cooked, and they do smell good.
You guys are in luck, because if you guys like Trader Joe's, this man has worked there for quite a while.
21 years.
21 years at Trader Joe's. So right there. Bean, you are too kind. Gifting 3 months of sub into Simba. That is too kind. Thank you so much, Bean. I appreciate that. That is very, very kind. Thank you for doing that. There for real, so good. Okay.
Simba worked there for 2.
Okay. I didn't realize 20 worked there for 2. So close, similar. Yep. There was a 2 involved.
It's hard to believe that 21 years. February of 2005. Yikes.
Wow, that is crazy. So close.
Yikes.
You guys were so close.
Yeah.
You guys almost just crossed over in amounts of time you were there. Also love the strawberry doodle cookies.
I don't know what those are, but they sound good.
If only you'd been there for 22 years, you'd know what they were. You're
That's
short a year.
Yeah.
The doodle cookie learning, that takes place at the 22nd
We do
year.
have, That's when things really start to stick in your brain.
Right.
See, I do get a little bit of
what do you
citrus.
get
I do
aroma-wise?
get just a little bit, or maybe that's the sherry, but I do get a little citrus something. I don't know if I'd pick orange. I get some like light caramel notes. I get yeah, that was basically it. Those were the 2 things I got.
Okay.
You expounded upon that then. So yes.
Oh, I didn't pounce.
No, you didn't pounce.
Okay, I didn't. Okay.
Expanded.
Got to run and make food and feed Willa before she murders me in my sleep and have fun. Simba, thank you for bringing everybody over.
Everybody.
Appreciate it. You are too kind. Appreciate you, my friend. I think they were a seasonal cookie last year. Okay.
We did have strawberry something. Yeah. Okay. I think we do have lots of cookies. I wonder if they came in a box, like a rectangle box. Yes. We do have lots of angry cookies.
That's how Keith does the Keith flex now, as he's talking about cookies. Kind of
angry.
I'm so mad at these cookies.
I'm so mad at my mother.
He's 102 years old. He asked me for $10 to buy some food. I said, hey, I work for a living. I'm having to move my dumbbells up to the attic. Never do a few odd jobs.
No, we wouldn't want that to happen.
No.
Just safely move around your
house. There you
go.
Yes, a rectangle box with 6 in total, but they were separated into 2 separate 3-packs. Okay, that makes sense because 2 cookies, that's like the perfect amount. Or just the entire box. That's one or the other.
That's the perfect amount for me.
That's I know.
One serving.
I think I'm getting. I maybe am now getting a little bit of the orange in there. Now that, like I said, we just opened this one. I know that's always the joke because, like, I probably, some of the ones that are higher proof, we open a little bit right away. This one we didn't. Literally opened it right on stream. So you got to let it sit sometimes for a little
volatile
bit.
Esther.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You can't. She's mad when she's first let out of the bottle.
Angry.
The genie's let out of the bottle. It's volatile Esther. It's really good. Kill him back. Oh my God, that was
you immediately noticed I had the body.
Yeah,
immediately.
That was what I was so excited about. As soon as I took a sip, I was like, "Oh my God,
that's good." And then I do get the orange actually pretty quickly.
I do, yeah. The citrus comes through more. Like it's kind of almost a reverse of the nose, at least to me, because it's the viscosity from the body, like almost kind of olive oil level, and then like that kind of of that viscosity, and then going into like some citrus. Like the sherry note is in there. And then after that, then you get the wave of that classic single malt that you get from Westward whiskey, which is like kind of chocolatey, a little, I don't think I'm really getting any smoke out of this one, but it's kind of chocolatey, a little barrel aged, and then pretty smooth on the finish overall. It's my first sip of anything like today. So it's a teeny bit of spice on the front, but not as much as some we've had lately.
At the very end, I do get that classic flavor we get from Westward, that malt, which to me can be a little bit of that mint, but it's very light. It's much lighter, and I'd forgotten about it. I didn't get it at first, and then I was like, "Oh, there it is." So whatever that, there's that classic. There's kind of that thread that runs through a lot of these, which is good.
Yeah, we are using viscosity.
Terminal viscosity.
Terminal viscosity. There you go.
Not unctuous. It's not quite unctuous.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that.
Not quite.
That is first sip right out of the gate. That's real good. That is very strong.
Oh, maybe I should have tried the Trader Joe's cask head with the sherry cask. Yeah, I do like that. But this has got that extra little note from that.
I don't know if that means it's going to taste like that.
That's true.
I am late, but here, Adept Brain, is good to see you. No matter what time you make it here, you're on time.
That's right. As long as we are still live.
Right. Twitch.tv/AboutBeverages.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, no, it's not that.
Oh, there's no badum cheese.
Okay,
What was that?
No rim shot. No
Does
rim
this still
shot.
work?
You know, I'm in pretty good shape.
I didn't do this earlier.
My dust
Oh,
all
nice.
day,
Haven't seen this in a while.
And you might be eating. It's gonna.
Point.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
That's the one that gets me every time.
We've asked this before. Is he actually saying something?
I mean, we don't know
kind
for
of an
sure.
agreement.
I'm guessing he said
he just-
something. He probably did. They're like, we're going to beep this anyway. Say whatever you want. Maybe he was like, yeah. That's always been my. That's from one of the earlier. I'm like first couple episodes, I think. Really,
because he still has his hand.
Oh yeah, that's a good way. Where are you in Arrested Development? You can tell by if he has his hand
Pre or
or not.
before, yeah.
We used to joke about that. There was a video game that had a pretty big turn at some point, and you could tell like they're like, oh, you playing? It's like, oh, I know where you're at. And they get, like you could just tell because they hadn't gotten to this point yet where something happened. There was also another game too that was like that, and depending on a choice you made, someone looked very different, their appearance.
Okay.
And so then it was always like there was kind of a more mostly like, oh, this is the choice most people are going to make. This is a fairly, I don't want to say normal, but this is like the more like good choice to some extent or whatever. And there was like, if you would see someone and the guy looked the other way, you'd be like, oh, you made that choice. Okay. Like, all right.
I just learned a lot about you.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, tell me this is your second or third playthrough, and you're just kind of checking all the
Just for the heck of
checking
it.
all the boxes or whatever. You're like no, first time. Like, wow, that's bold. Because it's kind of one of those like you're allowing something really bad to happen to somebody else and getting it like it's like a pretty big decision. That was a needed laugh. Nice, Adept Brain. I'm glad you got a needed laugh out of that. Thank you to everybody coming in too.
That's quite tasty.
That's real good.
Yeah.
I like. I'm always kind of like we had the Pinot Noir cask for them, which I did like.
Yeah.
But it didn't like maybe have quite as much of that like fruit and kind of flavor like there was a thin band of that in there, but it wasn't like as over the top. So I was always like, okay, is this one going to come through enough? When I saw that this one also had the oranges in it, I was like, okay, well the citrus plus that should be, and they did. This one definitely achieved that.
They nailed it.
Yeah. This one is definitely good. Yeah, I was pretty pleasantly surprised because they actually had an event, even though they're up in Portland, Oregon. I talked about this the other week. They had an event up in the Phoenix area that I could have gone to because I'm a member of their club, but I said just was not going to work out with other things going on. So they had an event going on, and so I could have tried this like a week early, and I was like, oh, well, when my shipment was here like literally a few days later, like it was. Okay. So yeah, but then it was I guess it was.
Instead, you chose to see 9 Inch Nails.
I did. The
timing work out and everything. Did you go to?
Yeah, we did. We went.
Yard House.
We did go to the yard. Yeah, it was. Okay. It's always like the traffic, even taking that 202 loop or whatever it is, still bad traffic. Still bad, but like so
that time of the day.
Yeah, it's tough. We wound up leaving. I think it was probably. What time did we leave? We left like about 3:30. And when we initially looked, it was going to be like 2 hours or whatever. I was wanting to leave a little bit earlier, but just, I mean, like, again, it was one of those things. It's like, well, we'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, then all of a sudden, as soon as we got in the car, it was already saying 2.5 hours to get there. So I was like, okay, so we're going to get there. And really good drive for the most part. And then all of a sudden, as you hit, it happened a lot earlier, like not even getting in, like we hadn't even hit the 202 yet, and it was already backing up like at multiple spots. So then we hit that. We were going good speed, and then as we got probably the last like 10 miles, it's like last 10 miles took us like 30 minutes. And you're like, and I was, and I'm,
that's busy time too. I don't know, Friday.
I'm driving, and so I'm like, you're always kind of playing that like, okay, I think this lane's feeding into that. Our thing is 1.5 miles up. Okay, I'm going to keep. I don't want to be the jerk that does the cut in, but I also want to go as far as I can. So I'm managing that, and it was like every quarter mile, my wife is in the back seat with our good friend, and she's like, oh, I think you can probably. I said, I got this. I'm like, I'll figure it out. I'm driving like She's like, well, if you, I was like, I'm gonna keep going a little further. Like I'm gonna try and maximize. I'm like, I got this. I'm like, do you want to drive? I was like, she's like, I know. I'm trying to be a little in control. I'm like, it's fine. I totally get it. I'm like, just let me. I'll handle it. Like let me figure this out. Like let me see how far.
I'll pull this car over right now.
Yeah.
You can
drive.
drive.
I was like, well, you could probably. I was like, we have another. I have a whole other mile here. Like I'm not going to be in that lane for like a mile. Like that would be ridiculous.
And all of a sudden you move way back.
Yeah, exactly. So we finally were able to get off of that exit, and wound up being great. Like I said, once we got off on the freeway, I had bought a parking pass. It was like literally kind of out. Do you know where that hockey arena is?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going down, like I said, by the stadium, you kind of go in between the two stadiums. You're on Maryland or whatever that street is.
Right.
So if you're looking right at the building, I had a pass. It was like really right outside. Like there was like 2 parking lots. So I bought one of those, so it was the easy access to get out. And we were going, as we got closer, all of a sudden it was, then it's like, hey, this is for parking lot D, and this is for parking lot whatever. And I was like, oh crap, I don't remember what parking lot I actually picked. And I was like, so I just like went by. I had Waze. I was using Waze, which I usually like because then it tells you if there's police officers when you're driving, so like, or at least an estimate of that kind of thing. And I'm like going, and also, but so to look at it's on my phone, but I have my phone hooked up because I have the driving thing going. So it's like I couldn't just look and see what it was. So I was like, okay, I bet it was this one. And it was the right one.
Oh,
I just literally made this last second, like, I'm going to try this.
I'm going here.
And they're like, well, are you sure I was like, if it's not, they'll tell me where to go. And like, whatever,
yeah.
Like I can't do anything. I was like, hi. And it was, it wasn't crowded because it's, we got there at, I guess that would have been just a little before 6, something like that. The doors opened at 7, concert wasn't until 8. So like we were doing, good for the most part. But yeah, I pulled in and I was like, hey, I have a parking pass. I'm sorry if this is the wrong one. I'm like, tell me where to go if this is the wrong. They're like, all right, we'll let you know. I think like when you're always just kind of like, don't immediately go up and aren't a jerk and are just like, hey, right. I'm new. I don't like it. If you're really nice, like people are going to be nice to you too. And they're like, nope, you got the right one. Good job. I'm like, great. And they're like, all right, where do you go? And then the only thing that was weird too is when we went to park, they were kind of each like showing you where to park. Cause maybe say they had 20 spots, they were trying to make that into 22. So everybody was kind of moved over like a little bit. So then, because then as we're going in, she's like, don't pay attention to the lines. She's like, go right here. Like, she's kind of doing one of those things. My wife's like, oh, I don't know. But I was like, I'm just doing what they're saying. Like, we're fine. We're in a lot, whatever. So
then did you walk?
Listen here, Miss Daisy. Yeah.
Did you walk to the restaurant and then to the venue or?
Yeah. So we were, so where we parked, we literally got out, took about 30 steps and we would have been at the venue.
Okay.
So then we just had to walk past the venue. And then that's when you walk into this big, if you're from people that aren't familiar with up in Glendale, like I said, you walk past there and then it's just like a giant courtyard area of no less than probably 20 different restaurants and bars and all kinds of,
right?
Yeah, Westgate, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
So we walked into Westgate and like the Yard House is kind of at the backside of that. So as we were on the freeway, I mentioned, I was like, hey, I said, when I looked at the menu last night for Yard House, you couldn't do a reservation, but you could check in early. Oh, okay. And I was like, so maybe as we get closer, I said, just kind of keep checking to see what the wait time is. And when we're, roughly so many minutes out, we try it. And so they were in the back and like said, our friend like kind of looked and she's like, oh, she's like, yeah, she's like, okay, it says 25 to 30 minute wait time. She says, but we'll hold your table for 80 minutes. I was like, okay. I'm like, and then we were all like, are you sure it didn't say 8? Like, is there? She's like, no, it says 80. Like, and we're like, wow, that's a crazy long time to like hold your table for next in line. So I was like, well, we'll get closer. So then when we were about like 20 minutes out, she like put in that we were there. And then as we were walking into the Westgate or whatever, there was like, a text where you could say like, hey, it says when you're close, say that you're here. So we're about to walk in. So we said, we're here. And within like 5 minutes said, your reservation has been canceled or something. It was one of those kind of, it was like super good. So we just kind of walked up and she was like, hey, I had a reservation. And they're like, oh, where? And they couldn't find it initially. And she's like, well, we just got a text and we sent it. And they're like, oh, like, all right, go ahead and go inside, so then it worked out with just kind of playing a little bit like
bastards.
Yeah. It was there were some other places that definitely looked good and nothing like they weren't even like, they were crowded, but there definitely was tables, but it was probably more about on their service. But food wound up being good. I had the Dragon's Milk Origin on draft. Oh, good. I had one of those. I had a smoked old fashioned. Yeah. But like I said, if we'd had a little more time, I probably would have had like another drink or something. Cause the arena is so expensive for stuff. So I didn't want to get anything in there. But
so you had the stout, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Okay. Yeah, it's super smooth. Yeah, like I said, it was really good. But yeah, it was nice. Show was great. I was kind of surprised because the opening act went for like an hour, and then they came on stage right about 9, and then they were done by like 10:45. Like an hour and 4. They did like 19 or 20 songs. But it was only like an hour and 45 minutes. They literally did not stop. There was no intermission. There was no like break. I think the most he said, other than one other time, the most he said the entire night was, thank you. And then they literally, like, a song would finish, people start clapping. Now, no joking, under 20 seconds, they were playing the next song and not saying anything. Like, it would just like start. Okay. And so it was like, it was great. They played everything I want, like so much stuff I want here. So that was all really good. The only thing they stopped once for was at the very end, he's literally 2 lines in the last song, and like some sort of like fight breaks out down on the floor or whatever.
Yeah.
You can see where the security guys are trying to hold stuff. So then he's like, oh, he actually like stopped the show and went over, and he's like, what's going on? Stop it. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, don't. He's like, come on, man. He's like, stop. And like, then he like waited. And then like they were kind of organizing it, and he's like, there's enough bullshit going on out there. We don't need that to fuck in here. And then like everyone like started, and then everyone's like cheering, like, get out of here, loser. Like everyone just cheered these like 3 people that got kicked out at like the last song, and then he went back into it. But it was good. You can find if you want to see the concert, you can actually search YouTube, search 9 Inch Nails Glendale, and there's already like 4 or 5 videos.
I would have freaked you out if I'd have been like, hey.
I was kind of hoping like you might have tried to trick me in that one because you knew when I was going up. You did not want to pay $25 for a 4-ounce beer. Pricing at this honestly was better than when we saw Nate Bargatze. Nate Bargatze, the pricing for drinks there was atrocious. It was insane. I don't know why it was so much more at that venue, but like here, again, still not great. But I think for a single cocktail, it was like 16 or 17, and then for a double, it was like 24. Which again, still not like cheap, but it was not as bad. Like I said, Nate Bargatze, I swear it was like for one of the drinks we had, it was like $30, like because we were kind of had gotten there late and it was like, oh, let's try it,
We just get in there and we're already, loaded. So
yeah, you've already pre-gamed enough. I got you. All right, number two, we've got new glasses.
Oh, okay. I had even rinsed my other
I
one
saw
out.
that,
I
but I was
totally
like,
forgot.
we got new glasses.
I totally forgot.
It's okay.
All
right. Second verse, same as the first, a little bit here in that.
Picture looks almost exactly the same.
Picture is going to look a little bit the same, like I said, because that is kind of what they do for their special release things that you can get through here. We've got the Westward whiskey. This one is not for 2026. This is actually a 2025 that they still had some left.
Oh,
but I was very excited to give it a try. This is the Westward whiskey and a cross collaboration with Fort George Brewery. This is their American single malt aged in a stout barrel. And then this one gets a little more proof. It is 115 proof, 57.5 ABV.
Okay.
After several drinks, the bottles all look the same. Yeah, no matter what, they all look the same. That's accurate. Celebrates their innovation and our brewing roots, because that is kind of what Westward whiskey is. A lot of those people started, the distillers there started out as brewmasters.
In beer,
yeah, in beer. So there's kind of a history there. They've had a long-standing partnership with Fort George Brewery, crafted with barrels from their famously delicious Matryoshka Stout.
Oh,
Matryoshka Stout. It sounds Russian.
I don't even know. Yeah,
sounds Russian.
It does.
This expression showcases the artistry of both whiskey and beer making. I was hoping
there is overlap. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
In the process.
Yeah,
So.
I was hoping there was going to be how long this one was aged, but this one does not say either. So no information on that as well. But we are cracking this open, as you can see. Fresh pop on this one as well.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, it is good color on both of these too.
Yeah.
Good color on both.
Oh. The blue is a little odd. No, I'm just kidding. The blue color of
the blue color
of the whiskey.
I was not prepared for. Yeah, no, great color. I ordered one other one too, which was also a cask strength. It's a triple distilled, so that one almost looked weird in the 3 because it's so much lighter. I'm still very excited to try that one.
Okay.
But yeah, remember they were on the table? You're like, oh, those two look. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was like I had an Oreo where I had the 2 outside darker sides, and then yeah. Listen here, Miss Daisy. Still remember, I think it was in Living Color. I always think about it anytime I think of Driving Miss Daisy. They had like some sort of joke one that was like, it was like the porn version or something like that. And she was driving, complaining about something. And he's like, well, Miss Daisy gets cranky. I know what she wants. And like he climbs over to the back seat, and it was called Riding Miss Daisy. And I always thought that was very funny. Gentlemen, how are the brews? Also, are you excited about playing Kyler Murray twice a year next season? He's not like he's the starting quarterback all of a sudden. Although it is funny with the amount of injuries that McCarthy gets. Sam, it's good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I guess you've spent just a little over $1 million, and he can be your backup, I guess. If you're committed to JJ.
Brews are good so far. Sam. Anybody missed out what those are? There's all the links right there if you want to check them out. Who's going to be injured more, Kyler or Nine? That's a great question. There's a child on Minnesota. Tell me more. Right? Yeah, there's been a lot of those jokes made already. That's an over-under I would bet on. I wonder what the over-under on that would be. I wonder.
Wonder what their... I never even heard of that brewery. You haven't had anything from them.
I don't think so.
What their Matryoshka Stout is.
Fort George Brewing Public House, Astoria, Oregon.
Okay. You the legal
Berserker!
Oh, 61 months.
Thank you for the 61 months of that.
That's a little over 5
years.
years. So you're
That's true. That's very true. That's 1 month over 5 years. Berserker, thank you for the tier 3 at 61 months. Appreciate it. How are you doing? How is your evening going? Is Brisker still unsigned? I think he's an attractive player. He is unsigned. I don't know how attractive a player he is, but we'll see. Tier 3. True. I like there as well. You need to make some time for Borderlands 4 starting today till the 19th. Ooh, do they have an event or something like that going on? My brain stopped working. Give them a shot, My Aging Secondary. I mean, I think the Bears should honestly try and, because they still need another. We literally have 2 safeties on our roster.
Oh,
so
My Aging Secondary.
Would be, yeah. Old My Aging Secondary ain't what she used to be. Okay, I have thoughts.
I only have 2, and I'll share them.
Okay.
A little bit of cocoa and actually Irish cream.
I could see that. I would not, that's not what I was said, but like I 100% see that. Yeah, definitely getting cocoa powder, some chocolate. Yeah. I'm getting like kind of that, like I know we mentioned Russian Imperial Stout, so I'm getting a little coffee in there maybe too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Most insane event in Borderlands history. Okay, I'll definitely have to look that up then. I haven't played that game in a little bit. Not even since the update, so I got to dive back in there. Is it called the Northwest?
A little bit of smoky too. A little bit of oak or a little bit of smoky.
Yeah, I could see that coming through in a stout like this too.
Yeah,
actually, that's what we should have looked at.
What this
that
one
was
is.
Where I was, yeah, I knew we were doing something. Beers.
Ooh.
At some point they did one. It was in 2024. Was aged in this barrel.
Okay.
Cathedral Tree. That sounds interesting.
There. Oh, that's okay.
That's definitely a Russian Imperial Stout because look at the Russian nesting doll on it. Barrel aged in a blend of Basil Hayden whiskey barrels, Bernheim wheated whiskey barrels, Freeland bourbon Pinot Noir.
Jeez.
So they must get barrels like that have also already been aged using those other whiskeys as well, possibly.
Wow. There's a lot of different aging of
just for that
spirits
stout. I would love to try
things going on here.
Perfectly lovingly crafted to fulfill our most perfect stout dreams. Smaller and smaller variations emerge from the mother batch, conditioned on complementary ingredients, creating a family of so they have variants and stuff on there. Released February 15th at the Aftermath. There you go. Where is my espresso martini? I mean, we've made many espresso martinis. We've also made the Carajillo, which I find to be the better espresso martini. I had a Carajillo old fashioned just this week. That is now, I think, my go-to when I want something like rich and just kind of delicious. That is my go-to drink. Is the Carajillo martini, or the Carajillo old fashioned. The Carajillo. Yeah, couple notes, but really good. And actually, the more I smell that, like I said, I get almost like that kind of Irish cream kind of thing in there. There's something a little vanilla, a little like some other different whiskey influences. All right, I'm very excited.
Have to get the 2-syllable damn on that one too.
Damn, that is rich.
Wow.
That is really good. Oh my God. The chocolatey and that, like I said, that Irish cream, that smoothness is there. Maybe a little less viscosity than the one we just had.
I thought that at first, but then I was like, well, I don't know.
All right.
It's
Are
very.
you telling me I have to take another sip to really decide all
Yes,
this?
you do.
All
You have to have at
right.
least one more sip.
All right.
Well, it might be, but it's similar. There's not a note. The drop off might be noticeable, but it's not really all that.
Yeah.
It's still good.
The drop off.
Jeez. There's a lot of complex flavor going on in that. Just
Yeah. The maltiness is in there. That chocolate
Yeah.
is in there. Oh, that is good. That is real good. Wow, that is super, super good.
yeah, that chocolate note is really. It probably takes. I know you usually pick up on that more than I do in their malt bill. That chocolate.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing what's in there is being multiplied by that chocolate from the malt bill.
You would think.
because I'm really getting that in this one.
And there is like a little coffee in there too, or
Yeah.
something. There's like a little bit of that kind of hitting in there too. You have to finish your glass to eat your dinner. Exactly.
How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
You can't have any whiskey if you don't finish
If you
your
don't
whiskey.
finish your whiskey, you don't finish your dinner.
Oh man, yeah, that is just a good aroma.
Well, these aren't cheap,
No,
and they've definitely held up to.
a C note apiece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not. Certainly, you could spend more, and you could spend less and have a really good drinking. But this is really good.
Yeah.
That's very. Now, what do you think? Do you think Litha's going to like any of these a little too much, or maybe she won't like them, or
She
hope she likes them just the right amount.
I hope she
so that
likes them just the
continues
right
to be
amount. Exactly.
in support of the endeavor.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just the right. No, when this box shows, she's like, ooh, more good things in there. I was like, oh, I hope so. So yeah, yeah. Thankfully, I have that to keep doing this, because if I was the only one in the house, it would definitely be more difficult.
Which one
to
of
get
these
things.
two do you think she's going to like more?
I think maybe the sherry cask one.
That was going to be
Just
my
'cause
guess.
she's not. She likes IPAs and things like that.
Yeah.
By more and sours, like I said, on that range. She really did love the Milestone edition, but that one was the baking spice with like the little bit of like chocolate and things in there. Whereas I think this one does showcase the Russian Imperial Stout pretty well, honestly. It accentuates some of the stuff that's already in that single malt bill that I think Westward uses so adeptly, and then it complements it, but then still adds some other things. Like you said, there was that kind of the Irish cream note in there, which I agree. The more I taste it, I'm getting some of that, but the coffee in there and the little more chocolate, a little more cocoa, kind of like you said.
That is a great campfire winter time sipper. I mean, it's good no matter what.
This would be great,
especially like outside.
I was just gonna say this would be great. Like I could picture us, certain people having some sip of this Thanksgiving as we're after dinner. Maybe you've had some pie, maybe you haven't chosen to have some yet. You're sitting out by the fire just wanting to sip on something. This would be the one to go to for sure.
That's good.
Yeah, that is.
And so this is the 2025 or 2024?
This is a 2025.
Okay.
Yeah, 2024. They had another one from. Obviously, they've been working with Fort George Brewery for some time now, and they had a previous one with one of their other stouts that they aged it in those barrels. And
they'll probably have one that they do with this one as well. But this beer was just released.
That's true.
So
yeah. The one we're just reading about here is a little bit
yeah.
different. Yeah. So that next year, or I'm not sure when this one was released in 2025. Like they don't have a. I don't think they do. I should look a little bit more Westward if you want to reach out and talk to us about some collaborations of some sort. I don't know if they have a calendar of because there's going to be 4 releases a year that are part of the club. So I don't know if, like I said, that sherry one was just released. That actually was their club release. So I don't know what their next, 3 are going to be, or if they have any kind of scheduling of that. So maybe this one came out at the end of 2025 or whatever.
Okay.
That's why there's been, some still available. Cause I would think this would be one that'd be pretty popular. Cause I think you can still get the regular stout finished one, which is, around the same price, but I like the proof on this one a little better. I think there's more.
This is
as much as I
really
like
good.
the stout one, I like this one even better.
As Tim Kirkton would say, really good.
Do I have that somewhere still?
That's another one. I'm bringing these all back.
I'll find it. No, I bet I've got it. How do I know it? Oh, there it is.
Really good.
There you go. There we go.
And that's actually not him.
Oh, that's 100%
that, right?
him. I will not. They'll take no other options of that. That is definitely him. For sure.
Really good.
That's sure.
I haven't heard him in a while.
You noble bastard.
There you go. You always have to throw that one in there, Will.
Yeah.
So now that kind of like with the other one too, just after opening it, some of the ethanol, some of the extra vapors have kind of gone away.
Yeah.
More chocolate keeps coming up in the aroma too. A little chocolate, the smoky, like you talked about, but not like overly, like again, sometimes as soon as you say the word, like there are certain trigger words for people, which I get.
Yeah.
You know, like with you, what's a trigger word for you where if like, oh, it has this flavor, it'd be like, probably cinnamon maybe. If I said
cinnamon or sweet or like with barley wines and stuff like that.
Right. So there's certain words like that. Like smoky is usually one. As soon as I say smoky, I have to literally feel I have to give it a bunch of context, especially with my wife, because if I say smoky, she's like, because like she immediately thinks mezcal. She thinks like a peat smoked thing, like
Lapsang Shusong tea.
Yeah, and that's like not her thing at all. Because sometimes, especially too, is not necessarily the aromas, but like when I do the smoked like cocktails and things, I do that outside because it can affect. Like she's got like a lung thing with that.
Okay.
So it's like she's kind of sensitive to it. So I'm always like. So it's got a little bit like it's not like that though. It's more like just like a barrel smoke. Like when if you charred a barrel, like the double oak that she likes is an extra charred barrel. So it's got a little bit of that in there. It's just
right, not like that. Like what's the beer? The Rausch beers. Those are those are very smoky.
Those are literally like you're drinking a campfire.
Sometimes it's just like that little bit of smoke that maybe it's even oakiness. It's so they're so close right there to being the same thing. But that is very good. I know the last couple we've had before today, I've been like, it's good, but these two go to the top, or toward the top of that list.
That. Yeah, for sure.
Especially this one. This one's just very delicious.
I prefer the cocoa route over the cherry. Yeah, and that's totally again personal preference. Like I said, it's not. I don't think it's like you're drinking a cherry like soda. Like it's nothing like that. It's because sometimes you see, and even us too. Like when we talk about things, the more we've had whiskeys, it's like you kind of are able to separate out the whiskey layer of it. Right. And then we're talking about all these other things that are maybe a little bit more subtle, but to us are jumping out.
Right.
You might have the exact same thing. You'd be like, I don't get any fruit in that at all. Because like I said, if you don't drink a lot of these types of things, it can be that way. This one, I think definitely, like I said, the cocoa would jump out to most people, especially once it's opened up a little bit. Man, that is
the cocoa bean.
Bosco. And the extra proof in here too, like having that little bit of heat, a little bit of spice. That 110 to 120 is like really for me my sweet spot. At least 100 proof, 110 like it's probably about perfect, but like 110 to 120 is just to me like that sweet spot with a lot of spirits because you get a little bit more of that viscosity. You might have had some of that anyway, even if this was proof down, just because of the barrel aging and some other things. But I'm going to attribute it to that to some extent. Getting some more of it in there, like I said, that being 100 proof, this one being 115. So, there's an experience layer to it for sure. But like some people are natural though at tasting different things. I mean, women in general have more taste receptors, so a lot of times they'll pick up on more things positively and negatively about a cocktail or a spirit or whatever. If I was a really wealthy man, this would be my old-fashioned go-to to put this into an old-fashioned like this with having like just a little bit of added sweetness. And then if you amplified it with like a little bit of the orange or cocoa powder, or if you really wanted to go crazy, I wonder what these combined into one would be. Like,
this could be your Carajillo old-fashioned.
Well, that would be not. Yeah, that would be over the top. I mean, you take out the tequila and put this in it.
Oh, that's true.
Because it's usually tequila, but that would be interesting. But like just a classic old-fashioned, this would be good in there. Like if you did that, and then, like I said, if you mixed in some of the sherry one too, like if you did like a 2/3, 1/3 of something, like kind of mix. Again, you'd have to be, a little bit extra there. Now, is Bevy's glass empty? Need to text his wife at OK for dinner. Got him. Now we can eat. Oof, that is. Yeah,
you'd have to be a very wealthy man to use that in a cocktail. And it's delicious. It's good all by itself. And that's where I'd want to just savor that.
Yeah.
Every sip.
Sitting enjoying, doing, having a little pour of that. Exactly. Like you said, sitting out, colder evening, sitting out in front of a fire outside. And like I said, just kind of relaxing, just good conversation. And like I said, that always brings all that kind of together.
It's almost got now like a cocoa powder, almost just like cocoa actually now. A little bit of wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A well done Westward whiskey.
Yeah. Once again.
Yes.
Yeah. These two, like I would agree. Like I said, I like the other ones maybe a little bit more than you did, but like how you've talked about it, how it's like, well, even when you have a list of 10, even if you love them all, something has to be at the bottom. Those probably fell like down just a little bit, but these last two, these definitely are.
Yeah.
Like I said, I always love that stout. that they had, but this one to me is even better than that one, just because of the little extra proof to it.
It's delicious.
That would be a whiskey I would try while putting together a puzzle. There you go. Yeah, sitting in front of maybe a fire, putting together a puzzle, just kind of enjoying. Like
After a few too many of these, though, you might just be like, "Screw it, I'm pushing them together."
Just like,
look at this puzzle I made.
Has to fit.
Yeah. Look at this puzzle.
Damn this man. He's really hitting those hard. Oh, that's super, super funny. Oh man! All right. Well, what are we thinking for next week then? You have something
Let's do
amazing?
these again. No, I'm just
okay,
kidding.
I mean, we can do that. I mean, we
We're
have
gonna
one more that we haven't
revisit.
tried. Or we could do a complete. We could do. I think I have 7 bottles.
That we haven't tried yet?
No, of everything we've tried.
Oh.
If you want to put them, do a blind tasting. So we just taste them all blind.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah, I think I whisper. That's the puzzle.
The password is. Well, I've got.
That will be whenever we do our
some
live
wine.
marathon stream. We'll
What's that?
do a tasting of all those things, and then you sleep here that night.
Yeah.
And just hang out and
Under
we'll
the table.
Yeah, I play games after you pass out, and then for a little while, and just keep going into the night. Insert the How I Met Your Mother theme song. That's the puzzle.
Wow, someone brought in a little hymnium reference there.
I know.
I've been
Indeed.
listening to
How's that going?
the How We Made Your Mother, which is a weird title. As the more I've gotten to the it should be like How We Made Him Yim or something, but it's How We Made Your Mother. It just doesn't sound right.
How we made you into a mother? It's like, wait, that doesn't sound good
Why
either.
you're such a mother?
Such a
but it's
mother.
been good. I've
What season
very
are they
much
into now?
They're still in season 2.
Oh, okay.
But
So it's once a week?
once a week.
How many episodes per show?
They just do one. Yeah.
They're milking it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long they're going to go with it.
They're at the teat of profitability.
But it's good.
We know how they made
they
a
were
mother,
made a
but that's
mother.
not
Yeah.
PG. Right? Exactly.
But it's I like, and because I like the show so much, the behind the scenes, just as they're delving into things, and it's like, there was a lot of.
How's Ted right now? Is he still being a little?
He's still that way, but he's.
Okay.
I mean, he's a very. From what I can tell, he's a very smart guy. He definitely throws out a few too many, like, oh, it's like this person I know and that person and this quote, and but I wish I had about half of that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, have you watched the new Scrubs? Are you interested in that at all? Did you ever watch? I can't remember if you watched Scrubs or not.
I watched the first several seasons of Scrubs and liked it, but I can't remember when that came out. I don't know if that timed out.
2001. That's funny. I was talking with that.
Okay, so that's perfect then. So then that's probably why, because
and
son being born in that.
Some people will
within a few
say,
years of that.
Did you see this or did you see that? I'm like, well, you know what? There's a period from about 2001 to about 2006 that I wasn't really up on a lot because new fatherhood.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you start getting back into it, and
Someone
we've
say
watched
Scrubs. I'm no Superman.
Yeah, I've watched the first two episodes.
How is it?
It's been good.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah, no, it's some good stuff in there. So,
and they are
interesting to see where they.
I keep asking this, so I apologize.
Yeah.
So this is picking up, pretending the last season didn't happen. Are they retcon? Like, what
no,
are they doing?
they're just. I don't know if they're saying that. They're just where their lives are now.
Okay.
So
Which is different than how that other. Like, I honestly
don't-
never watched it.
I
just
didn't
never heard
watch
everyone
the-
say they
yeah,
hated that last season. I just never watched it.
I watched through season 7, maybe a little bit, but I didn't really watch those last ones. So I don't. But this is just, just where they are now in their lives.
Okay.
So, but
Okay.
yeah.
Also watched the first 2. Rip Ted though. Someone did.
Oh yeah, no. The lawyer from the show, Ted, the guy who they did the a cappella singing.
Oh, okay.
He's
I think I
in
remember.
he's in a Seinfeld episode with the TV guides, and he actually passed away. So he's not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's not on the show. So yeah,
In real life, not in the show.
in real life he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Real life. Yeah.
I saw. Did you see it was going around the internet? Speaking of people that had passed away, did you see the? She was most famously the beginning of Ghostbusters. That she passed away at like 65 or something like that. The blonde at the beginning of Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, well, because she was also in Charles in Charge.
She was in Charles in Charge. with also
Gwendolyn
that-
Pierce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, I did see that the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that too. But yeah, I haven't watched Ghostbusters in forever. Like, I need to watch. That was one of my favorite. I remember, like, again, this is gonna date me. Not that anybody knows exactly. Everyone knows how old I am. I remember going on when we went on the second trip to Illinois. So that was the one I went.
Okay.
I can remember like getting ready for that. Like, oh, I need to entertain myself while we're going. So this is one of those things that I did. I had, an old school tape recorder.
Yeah.
Our old TV that just had the one speaker on the front. I stacked up VHS tapes. And I would play Ghostbusters, and I recorded the audio into the tape recorder, so that I could listen to it. But I had to watch it because you have to flip the tape because the tapes were only like some of them were 90 minutes, some of them were like
30 or 90.
Some had like 2 hours,
sometimes an hour on each side.
I would say some of them had a little bit longer, which I had those. So I would record it, I would wait, and then I would hear that it would click off, and I would pause it. And then flip it over and do that. So I record, and I had several movies. One of them was Ghostbusters
that you listened to,
and I would then listen to it on cassette tape on the ride. Yeah, so that was like. So I remember actually like doing that, and I remember being in the back seat of the Oldsmobile that we had, and I would, and like I said again, this is when like I said, everyone should have their seatbelt, boys and girls. But I would lay on the floor of our Oldsmobile, like over, they would have the wheel hump. Yeah. I would lay over the floor of the wheel hump in the back with a pillow up against the door, and that's how I would listen to. Like then I would listen to those on the way out. So yeah, I always knew that then like once I made it through that, I was like, okay, that was 2 hours. I was like, okay, if I made it through that, like in my head, I was like, okay, a couple hours have passed. We have to get through so many. I remember that one specifically recording. I'm trying to think. I know I recorded some other things. Maybe Back to the Future, I feel like was maybe, I don't know. That would have been later, right?
No, that was 85.
Okay, that was 85. Yeah. So maybe Back to the Future and some other, but yeah, I just remember it was that old console TV because it only had the one speaker, and I was like, oh, this is perfect because it's a mono. Like even in my head at that age, I was like, okay, this is just one speaker, so I'm not losing out on any audio, and I can put this up to there and record it. I remember I recorded. I did it for like 10 minutes, and then I remember like actually putting it in and checking it to see how it sounds. Like, oh, I can listen. That's great, and I did that.
Wow. I did not know that.
Exactly. Because then I remember having to tell mom, like going like, recording. Because because it's just recording through the little microphone on there.
That's right.
Even though it's up against the TV, still if you came in and did whatever. So I remember doing that, and I would
all of a sudden she's Andrew,
you motherfucker, yeah. Oh my God.
Baker was quite quite aggressive back then.
In the background, it sounds like a Christmas Story. It's like, what I do, Mom? What I do?
I wonder if you listen to that, if there are any like conversations, if you still had those tapes. You would be like,
I'd have to look. I wonder.
You bring down the audio and enhance this. You're like, oh wait, wow, they were talking about blah blah blah.
Oh my God!
Who knows? Who knows?
That line is not in Ghostbusters. That's not from Ghostbusters. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was back in the day, which is always a Wednesday, as we talk about. Yeah. That is always back in the day. Maybe a cocktail if you got something. I've got a wine that I'm interested in. I can track down some cocktails. It definitely could have something going on there for sure.
Okay.
We could do some cocktail. And you were saying maybe a wine?
We have a new red wine I'm intrigued by, but I don't know if it'll be on the site.
Is it by UB40?
It's red wine. No, not. It's by, we have and you know what? Actually, what we could maybe do, they're South African wines. There's a blend that I really like. So I've had it many times. And now they have a red blend. So we could maybe do both of them. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
If you want to do
that sounds great.
A white and a red from the same, and the red I have not had, but the white I have had.
Okay.
So
that sounds super fun. That into a cocktail of some sort.
There you go.
So we'll do a Carajillo with the Fort George. No.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that was good.
Man, that was. That was.
You'd be like, it's just one tiny sip of. Because I'm not pouring any more than.
Yeah. Usually I make a double and then I split it between the two of us. This time I actually make a half and I split it between us, so we each get a quarter. Like.
I would understand.
We're just like, yeah, delicious. Oh man. All right. Well, thank you guys all for being here. I do appreciate it. Wonderful evening as always. We're going to go say hi to Mr. Mitchell, one of the people that might be moving out to Arizona. Brad with the 85 stream streak. Oh my God.
Just made it in.
Woo-hoo. Let's go. Brad with the 85. That is nuts. We had a 65 tonight, right? A 65 and an 85.
61, I think.
Oh, no, wait. 65. It's right there.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw the 61 somewhere.
No,
because remember I said that's 5 years to you and me.
That was the resub.
Yeah,
we're talking stream streaks here. Berserker with the 61.
Okay.
Tier 3 resub there, which we appreciate. But thank you to everybody being here. Awesome podcast.
Oh, thank you.
The
we
buzzer.
Appreciate that.
Exactly. Appreciate it. Very nice of Depp Brain. Appreciate it. I can only speak. It's too hard. I get it. I don't even understand half the time.
Holy
Like
streak.
I've had, like, I think there's something that after you have a few tabs open, it doesn't count as a streak anymore unless you're like, look, it's goofy. I have people that I watch like all the time and I'm still at like 0 streaks for no reason. So again, shout out to Brad for making that happen all the time. Mills, everybody that does that. Appreciate it. I know even if you don't have the streak, a lot of you are here all the time anyway, which, like, again, we both greatly appreciate. That is super nice. I'll be back on tomorrow with another fun, goofy FMV full motion video game Friday. We'll do something goofy with that. So we'll have that tomorrow. You'll be back next week. We've got a couple of wines and a cocktail, I think, is what we're going to work on, which will be super, super fun. Sometimes good weeks. Sometimes I go good weeks. Wait. Sometimes I go weeks without turning on my computer. Oh my gosh.
My boy
weeks
Blue.
without turning on my computer. You're my boy Blue.
I see Blue. He looks glorious.
He looks glorious. All right, let's go see Mr. Mitchell. He is super, super nice. He is playing some Diablo. I don't know if a new season just started or he is just enjoying playing different things, but either way, go say hi to him. Make sure you drop a follow. He is very, very nice. He is also going to be moving out in the Arizona area. Okay. He is one of the several people. So we've got to keep encouraging that. As well, because then we can just BevyCon. We'll just have it at some point. About Beverages and their con sponsored by Trader Joe's and Westward Whiskey.
Wow, there we go.
That'll be the two right there. I think that should work out perfect.
We got to bring him in.
Got to bring everybody in. Bring everybody here as much as possible. All right, let's head out. Thank you guys all for being here. I'll be here tomorrow. You'll see this amazing guy next week.
Thank you, everybody who had a great night. Thank you.